Real quick, neither of us are going to speak on OU or Clemson. We already talked about them being overrated a week ago. So everything they just showed this past weekend, we already were ahead of the curve on. So go listen to last week's episode if you want to hear us sound off. My overrated, and I have been waiting for this moment since we started this podcast. The Iowa State Cyclones are overrated. Boom, 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 boom. Overrated. And I'm going to tell you what, B. Holmes, you remember they came for me on Twitter a month ago.
They did.
They were feeling good about themselves. All I did is I went back to the same thread where they were just ripping me apart for trying to advocate for my Hogs. And I said, hey, man, how y'all doing over there in Ames? I said, how was college game day? Because you got to go back and listen
look at the thread,
to know like what sparked the whole thing. But and guess what? It was radio silence.
Well,
and here's my bold prediction.
Antagonize him though? Did you see my antagonizing tweet with the Michael Jackson popcorn gift?
That was awesome. Oh, so it's radio silence now. A month ago, boy, I couldn't I had to mute the conversation. I was getting hit up so much.
They were.
So here's my bold prediction right now for Iowa State. You ready?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm looking at their schedule, or I looked at it last night and how they're playing. They're going to be the 2000 Alabama Crimson Tide, who started the season ranked number 3 and didn't make a bowl game.
Ooh,
Iowa State started this season ranked number 7, I think.
Yes,
they were top 10. They were top 10. I'm going to go ahead and make a bold prediction that they will have started the season number 7 and will end the season without being bowl eligible. There's your hot take for the Iowa State Cyclones. They are my overrated team of the week. Shout out to the Baylor Bears for putting them in their place. That's all I got for overrated.
Man, I love it, man. Shout out Baylor Bears, man. That was my school I wanted to come to out of college, man. Legendary Clyde Hart track program.
Yeah.
Anyways, man, I feel bad for Iowa State, man. I was a big Matt Campbell guy. You remember, last offseason, everybody was clamoring for him to come to Ann Arbor. I was a big we were texting about that. I was like, we need to go get Fickle or we need to go get Matt Campbell. We might have dodged the bullet. Looks like Harbaugh's got us on the right track. But my overrated, man, and I always feel like they're overrated. We've lived in Texas. And, man, this is the most annoying fan base. I'm not even going to. They are the most annoying fan base. There's nothing. I just don't like the school in general. But that is Texas A&M, man. I just have this thing against. Now, I think the overrated partially, Trey, would be.
You don't like this right here?
I hate it, bro. I hate the midnight yell. I hate the cadets. Hate's a strong word. I dislike all of that, bro. I dislike the Gig'em sign, the Aggie ring. It's like a cult. It really is like a cult, man. I just don't like it at all, man. It's just ugh. It's just something about it, man. But I think they're overrated, bro. And I like the legendary Jimbo Fisher, man. Shout out to Jimbo. Jimbo's done some great things, and but I feel like we've been saying this since Jimbo came to A&M. It's always been is this going to be the year A&M kind of does it? They're going to show why they belong. And, I mean, outside of the Manziel era, there really hasn't been, anything spectacular coming out of A&M. And this is what I feel about them. I feel like they always kind of have some talent. They got some players sometimes.
Yeah.
They got, I remember a kid I played against in high school, Jeff Fuller, the wide receiver. He came out of McKinney. Yeah,
McKinney
man. The
Boyd.
dude was,
yeah,
McKinney Boyd, 6'4". I mean, the kid's legit. I played against him in high school.
Yeah.
But it's man, they have all this talent, and you're just Kristen Kirk the last couple years, man. And it's just every year they kind of, they just kind of lay a dud somewhere. And, Jimbo's supposed to be known for his offensive genius, I believe. He's supposed to be that guy, and it just never happens. And everything about A&M, partially, I'm going to say it's my personal bias against them. They're just annoying to me. I don't like them. I don't want to go to Aggie land. None of that. It's just, especially if you live in Texas, you'll get it. So I just feel like A&M's overrated. I think they just dropped they just dropped the game to you guys yesterday. They're probably going to drop 2 to 3 more. It's the same thing. A&M's normally a 7-5, 8-4 team.
Yeah, I can't hate on A&M too bad because they've owned us for the last decade, and I think a way to summarize their fan base and their culture is it's polarizing. You either love it and think it's great, or you absolutely can't stand it and think it's the weirdest thing ever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a polarizing type fan base.